It was pure Disney magic meets ballroom chaos on Dancing with the Stars Season 34's highly anticipated Disney night. And let me tell you, this episode had it all. Glittering gowns, heroic lifts, villainous smirks, a galaxy of theme songs, and yes, even a little judge-on-judge tension that could have been its own mini-drama. Because when you throw Mickey ears, sequins, and celebrity egos into one live studio, well, someone's gonna lose their fairy dust. And this week, that unlucky someone was Hilaria Baldwin, whose elimination shocked both the ballroom and social media. Disney Night isn't just another theme night on DWTS. It's the Super Bowl of sparkle, the Oscars of overacting, and the one night a year the contestants get to live out every childhood fantasy while trying not to trip over their costumes. And for Season 34, the show really went all out to celebrate Disneyland's 70th anniversary. The ballroom transformed into a full-blown Disney wonderland, giant castle projections, costume trip dancers, and a symphony of nostalgia. The episode kicked off with a spectacular Be Our Guest number from Beauty and the Beast, choreographed by the legendary Mandy Moore. No, not that Mandy Moore, the Emmy-winning choreographer one. It was a full-on spectacle that made you want to twirl your popcorn bucket in the air. Then came the real magic, the couples hitting the floor one by one to perform Disney-themed routines, inspired by everything from Star Wars to Tiana's bio-adventure. If there was ever a night for over-the-top storytelling and pure escapism, this was it. Robert Irwin, our favorite wildlife warrior, brought his signature charm to the floor with Whitney Carson, dancing a cha-cha to try everything from Zootopia. Honestly, the crowd went wild, partly because Robert has that boyish Steve Irwin energy, and partly because he actually nailed it. His footwork wasn't perfect, but the judges loved his spirit, and Carrie and Inaba even called him the heartbeat of the competition. You could tell Robert was having the time of his life. He smiled through every misstep, just happy to be in the moment. Meanwhile, Alix Earle and Val Tmerkovsky went full Disney villain mode with a haunting Viennese waltz to Once Upon a Dream from Maleficent. Alix, who started the season a bit wobbly on her feet, has been leveling up week after week, and on Disney Night, she gave off serious Dark Queen energy, all smolder and elegance. Val, as always, played the part of her brooding prince perfectly. Derek Hough called it elegant but edgy, Bruno Tonioli called it deliciously wicked, and Carrie Ann, well, she nearly got emotional, because that's what Carrie Ann does. Then came Jordan Chiles, Olympic gymnast turned dance floor dynamo, performing a lightning-fast quickstep to Special Spice from Tiana's bio-adventure. Let's be honest, Jordan could probably do a triple backflip mid-dance and still land on beat. She's got rhythm, power, and charisma, the full package. The judges were blown away. Derek called it pure Broadway, Bruno said her feet were faster than lightning, and Carrie Ann declared, "That was magic, darling." You could almost see the Mirabelle trophy shimmering in Jordan's near future. And then in the galaxy far, far away portion of the night, Hilaria Baldwin and Gleb Sobchenko hit the floor with a quick step to the Star Wars Cantina Van meme. It was campy, high energy, and weirdly delightful. Think lightsabers meets Foxhat. Hilaria even wore a glittering space-age dress that looked like Princess Leia raided the Macy's holiday section. The crowd loved it, and Gleb, as always, was giving full choreography fantasy. But when the music stopped and the judges started talking, the magic quickly faded. Carrie Ann loved it. Bruno loved it, but Derek had notes. He said he didn't see enough quick-step content and felt the routine relied more on performance than pure technique. And that's when the judges' table turned into a reality show of its own. Carrie Ann jumped in to defend Hilaria, arguing that the creativity and storytelling were what Disney Night was all about. Derek doubled down, saying rules were rules. Bruno tried to calm things down, but by then, it was too late. The tension was as thick as Goofy's accent. It wasn't a full-on shouting match, but it was definitely one of those like, oh no, mom and dad are fighting at dinner moments. Social media immediately exploded with Team Carrie Ann, Team Derek tweets, memes of Mickey holding popcorn, and endless debates about whether Disney Night should prioritize fun or form. Meanwhile, Hilaria just stood there, smiling, clearly trying to keep it classy, while probably thinking, can I get a glass of Pinot and a redo? When the dust settled, Hilaria and Gleb scored a 23 out of 30. Respectable, but not enough to keep them safe when the votes came in. At the end of the night, after all the princesses and pirates took their final bows, host Alfonso Rivera dropped the elimination bombshell. Hilaria Baldwin and Gleb Sobchenko were going home. You could hear a collective gasp in the ballroom. Even the Disney villains looked heartbroken. Hilaria took it like a champ, giving a graceful farewell speech. This has been an incredible experience. I'm so grateful, and I'm cheering on everybody in the cast. It was the kind of exit you wish every reality show contestant could pull off. Classy, humble, and still with that Baldwin poise. Gleb called her a superhero, praising her for juggling motherhood, rehearsals, and all the chaos that comes with national TV. What made it sting even more was that Hilaria wasn't the worst dancer by far. Andy Richter and Elaine Hendricks also had some rough patches during the routines. Andy's Viennese waltz to Le Festin from Ratatouille was sweet and stiff, and Elaine's Space Mountain-inspired quickstep, while creative, was a little bumpy in execution. Still, the audience votes play a huge role, and sometimes the scoreboard just doesn't tell the whole story. The elimination also put an end to one of the season's most hyped up what-ifs, the tease that Alix Baldwin might join Hilaria for a cameo or special number, if she advanced further. Fans were speculating all week, imagining the Rust to Rumba crossover no one saw coming. Alas, we'll never know if Alec was secretly practicing a paso doble in the living room. Outside of the elimination drama, the rest of the night was a joyride. The showrunners clearly wanted to remind everyone that Dancing with the Stars still knows how to deliver spectacle. From Mickey's surprise cameo in the audience to the LED projections of the Disneyland fireworks during the final group dance, it was the kind of episode that made longtime fans emotional. Jarek Hug even said in his closing comments that Disney Night represents everything this show is about: magic, joy, and connection. But let's be real, the judges' mini feud is what everyone's talking about. The tension between Derek and Carrie Ann became its own subplot, with viewers choosing sides online like it was the Bachelor Dance Edition. Some fans defended Derek, saying the show has gotten too lenient on technique and needs more constructive criticism. Others felt Carrie Ann was right, that Disney Night should be about storytelling and energy, not counting heel leads. Even Bruno got dragged into the discourse, mostly because people loved his reaction shots, which range from wide-eyed disbelief to theatrical size. As for the rest of the leaderboard, Jordan Chiles topped the night with near-perfect scores, while Alix Earle, Robert Irwin, and Ariana Modadic stayed solidly in the upper tier. The competition is heating up, and with so many strong performers left, the race for the mirror ball is getting tighter than Cinderella's glass slipper. And in true DWTS fashion, Disney Night once again reminded us that this show is part dance contest, part soap opera, part nostalgia bomb. It's the kind of TV you can't look away from, because for every elegant waltz, there's a costume malfunction waiting in the wings, and for every heartfelt speech, there's a judge about to throw shade wrapped in a smile. Still, the night belonged to Hilaria in the end, not for winning, but for bowing out with grace. Whether you love your Cantina Quickstep or thought it belonged in a galaxy far, far away, she gave us a performance that people will remember. And let's be honest, the internet will be giving Derek and Carrie Ann's argument for weeks. The rest of the season promises more surprises, more sparkle, and probably more tears. And not just from Bruno. But for now, Disney Night delivered everything fans could have asked for: nostalgia, drama, laughter, and a reminder that even when dreams don't come true on the dance floor, they still make for great television. So as the glitter settles and we wave goodbye to Hilaria and Gleb, one thing's clear: the magic of Dancing with the Stars is alive and twirling, and if the rest of season 34 keeps up this energy, we're in for a ride even Space Mountain would envy. Thanks for dancing through the recap, and if you love your Hollywood gossip with a side of sparkle, make sure to hit that subscribe button, because you're watching Inside Hollywood, where every week's elimination feels like a plot twist straight out of a fairy tale gone fabulous.